So the next chapter is the Immunization Advocacy chapter, and please welcome Professor Muhammad Haniki Nik Muhammad to introduce what the chapter is all about.
It's my pleasure today on behalf of the MPS Immunization Advocacy chapter to present to you our chapter. Today's agenda is to have a brief history and chapter's objective, the theme, our purpose of advocacy, our milestone, and how you can contribute. Briefly, we were established in 2019 with the original name of Vaccine Advocacy Group before it's renamed to MIAC. Members are pharmacists from various fields, and our objective is to harness the full potential of pharmacists in immunization. If possible, pharmacists manage immunization services in Malaysia. Let's meet the team. We are advised by none other than the MPS President, Tuan Haji Amrahi, and these are the heads of units, along with two secretaries, Ms. Haprit and Ms. Hafzan, and also our ex-official, Mr. Lam Kai Kun. And we have several sectors. The first one is policy review, headed by Tuan Haji Amrahi. Education and advocacy, this is the busiest sector of MIAC. The publicity design and advocacy materials, headed by Timothy. Our module development, education and certification training, headed by Ms. Hafzan. And last but not least, our research and publication, headed by Professor Dr. Rohit. Okay, let's talk about the what and the why we're doing the immunization advocacy. Okay, in brief, it's the process of supporting a cause or proposal for advocating on something. And definitely, we know that promotion of the best scientific knowledge, moral attitudes, and public health practice with regard to vaccination. We have the evidence to support this, okay, and we know that we need to ensure that the general public are in support of the immunization program. Okay, in order to do that, we need to first equip ourselves with the knowledge on COVID-19 vaccines in particular, due to the pandemic, as well as the general vaccine for immunization program. So what have we contributed? First, we recognize the need for pharmacists in handling the pandemic, and also the press media release through MPS. Advocacy and outreach, digital footprinting, publicity and design advocacy materials were tasked with this. Our social engagement, okay, again, publicity, design and advocacy material. Event and webinars, there were a lot of them. I will share with you later, particularly in celebration of the World Immunization Day in April 2021. Last but not least, the module on certified training for pharmacists on immunization. We highlighted the community pharmacists as frontliners, okay, and the publicity design and advocacy materials were used and published from materials locally and also internationally. We also look at the collaboration through policy review and networking, and of course through MOH and also other international bodies including FIP and FAPA. Okay, and we also make sure that our top leaders, whoever they are in the know and involved with us. Okay, we know that we need to ensure the education regarding vaccines are reached as widely as possible. Okay, so we use the mainstream media, the television, some radios. It's actually a spin-off of the first webinar that were held, where we invited practicing pharmacists who were certified internationally, who were already involved in administering vaccines on top of other activities on immunization. So this continues into a series of webinars and video conferencing, okay, many of them, and also through collaborative advocacy work, okay, and also, as I mentioned earlier, research and publication. So we've done collaborative research with the MOH, with the pharmaceutical companies, and also universities. We highlighted the solidarity of pharmacists, getting themselves vaccinated. We highlighted that as well. Wherever they are, they shared with us, okay, and we highlighted that. And of course, last year, As I mentioned earlier, we had the World Immunization Week where we celebrated and launched the CTP-IP module. Okay, and giving back to society, where pharmacists are involved in at the vaccine centers, PPV. So we highlighted that as well. And the CTP-IP has been launched as a micro-credentialing under the University of Science Malaysia. So for future proposed advocacy work, we're going to continue using the social media, social engagement, and there's a plan ongoing to make the one-stop page under the MPS website. So this is currently going on using materials from various resources. So our ongoing advocacy works include the tagline, Be Wise, Immunize, Support COVID-19 Vaccine. That was the major work of our chapter given the pandemic. We had forums, sharing of experience on vaccination, posters, campaigns. We also had virtual runs, involvement with Shoppies, and we also welcome other ideas from interested parties, including yourself. So if you're ready to join this chapter, please join as a member of the MPS first. So we welcome you to join us, and together we can increase immunization for Malaysians. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Haniki Muhammad, Nik Muhammad, for the very informative slides session. So to answer questions on behalf of Professor Haniki, we have Mr. Tanzishan Sujata here. If you have any questions, you can put in the Q&A box so that she can answer the questions on the MIC chapter of behalf. We have one here actually. Zishan, can you hear us? Are you here? Yeah. Okay. There's one question here. There is they ask is what is the difference between the MPS vaccine certification course compared to the one from the other groups?
The difference is the certification is done by two different bodies. So currently, whether is it allowed to allow pharmacies to be vaccinated yet is not to be known yet lah. But it's a different certification. But at the end of the day, I think the objective is to get more pharmacies to be trained to vaccinators. So on MPS side, our program is coordinated with USM. So we believe our program has more stringent quality control and checks because it's run by university and collaboration with the USM.
Yeah. Okay, then okay, there's another question here. Can tell us more about the certification to become vaccinators, and please share the link. I was supposed to share the link in the chat box lah.
Okay, this is there. So currently, we have the MPS USM CTP-IP program to train pharmacists to be potential vaccinators in the future. If the government permits us to do so. So there are two parts of this program. We have a theory. There are 8 modules. Currently, 5 modules are already up on the website to be used by the public and any pharmacists. If they want to join, they can sign up. And 3 more are still undergoing external and internal review. And as for the practical session, where you actually get the volunteer or participants, we are currently also in progress to finalize the program process with USM. So we expected to be, we can expect it to be around February or March for the program to be going out. Yeah, so hopefully more people will join us. But of course, at the time being, we are not guaranteeing we're not promising anything yet that we can vaccinate after this. So it's what the regulatory affairs sector is saying. So we are hopefully we can negotiate with the government as well to allow pharmacies to vaccinate. And of course, our end game is not just for COVID-19 vaccine.
Thank you, Zishan. Any other questions? We don't. I don't have any with me here. There's none in the Q&A box also. Okay. Thank you so much, Zishan, for helping. Oh, there's another one. Is Zishan still in? We still have another 3 minutes. Yeah. So in the Q&A box, do the immunization advocacy caters for other types of vaccine or just COVID first? Oh, yeah. You already, yeah.
Yeah, so it's for all vaccines. Now will be training not just for COVID vaccine. Yeah, for all focusing on all so muscular, intradermal, and whatever vaccines that are available in the market. The training will be provided for.
Okay. Any other burning questions? Okay, kalau tak ada, never mind. Just kalau if you cannot think of any today, you just send us the questions and Zishan will answer on behalf of the MIC chapter. Thank you so much, Zishan, for the very informative presentation. Q&A session.